Antarctica, our independent studies on life in the Arctic. Where's the Arctic, Purav?
The Arctic is in the North Pole. The Arctic Circle's latitude is 66.5 degrees north and the longitude is 0 degrees west. Countries that surround the Arctic are Greenland, Canada, USA, Russia, and Norway. Can you talk about weather in the Arctic, Jacob?
The climate of the Arctic is characterized by long cold winters and short cool summers. There's a large amount of variability in climate across the Arctic, but all regions experience extreme solar radiation in both summer and winter. Average January temperatures range about -40 to +32 degrees Fahrenheit, and winter temperatures can drop below -58 degrees Fahrenheit. Average July temperatures range about 14 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, with some land areas 86 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. Can you talk about the animal life in the Arctic for us?
The sub-zero temperatures in rugged boreal forests may seem bleak and unforgiving. Many species thrive in the frigid tundra of the Arctic Circle. Animals that live in the tundra have special adaptations that allow them to survive the extreme temperatures and conditions that are present in the tundra. An example is the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox has short ears and a short round body with a thick coat to minimize the amount of skin exposed to the frigid air. There is a low amount of biodiversity in the tundra, so fluctuations in one animal population will affect populations in another. An example of this would be that if in a certain year there is a lower amount of lemmings than usual, then the population of snowy owls, who mostly feed on lemmings, will also decrease. The following 13 animals are found in the Arctic tundra: snowy owl, wolverine, narwhal, polar bear, Canada lynx, tundra swan, Arctic hare, red fox, beluga whale, caribou, Arctic fox, great auk, and Atlantic puffin. Aw. Can you talk about vegetation in the Arctic, Jacob?
Of course. Arctic vegetation is called tundra, which means treeless in Finnish. Only plants with shallow root systems grow in the Arctic tundra because the permafrost prevents plants from sending their roots down past the active layer of soil. Plants need warmth and sunlight to grow and reproduce. The active layer of soil is free from ice only 50 to 90 days. There are 1,700 kinds of plants in the Arctic tundra. Some of the plants that live in the Arctic tundra included mosses, lichens, low-growing shrubs, and grasses, but no trees. Can you talk about the people who live in the Arctic?
The Arctic has been populated by small groups of people for thousands of years. They probably followed herds of reindeer, caribou, and musk oxen from Central Asia northward and eventually adapted to the environment. Eskimo or Eskimos in French is a term of people for the people who are traditionally inhabited in the Arctic. There are various tribes like the Inuit, Aleut, Inupiat, and Yupik who live in the Arctic. They have traditionally been hunters and fishers. Eskimos live in an igloo, shelter built out of snow. On the outside, temperatures can be -49 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside the igloo is about 19 degrees Fahrenheit when warmed by body alone. Why do we need to protect the Arctic, Jacob?
Arctic plays a critical role in controlling our climate. The Arctic Sea is like a giant mirror that reflects much of the sun's energy, helping to keep our planet cool. The formation of the Arctic Sea makes densest salt water, which sinks, helping drive the deep ocean currents. Without the ice, this delicate balance will be upset and can cause global climate changes. If the glaciers melt, there will be global warming and scarcity of fresh water and floods. We need to tell our parents as the leaders of the world to help protect the Arctic so that we can take good care of what nature has given us. Thank you.
All right, let's get a close-up of the board. Excuse me. Very nice. Purav, what was the most interesting thing that you learned in your research? What was something interesting?
That animals can live in the Arctic. And plants grow in the Arctic.
Jacob, what about you?
What I learned was that that some plants can grow in the Arctic, but they only last 50 to 90 days because of the permafrost, which prevents plants from sending their roots down past the active layer of soil.
One more big round of applause for Purav and Jacob. Great job.